Black Power, we in the house, family. What's going on out there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look like trouble. Looks like trouble. Black Power, the general, is in the house. For all my family this Sunday, December 8th, the Egyptian origins of ancient India. You most definitely should have your ass in the place, because that lecture right there is heavy, heavy, with shocking visual documentation. Guaranteed to blow the mind. And for all you Fruit Loop niggas out there, and you know all you're doing is yoga and chants and shit like that, you need to have your ass in the place. Because all you're doing is, you giving homage to the vagabonds, but you don't know the Kushite origins or the originators of the culture. So, most definitely, this Sunday, the 8th, I keep it flame. I keep it fire. I ain't got to say no more. Have your ass in the place. The link right down in this video description. December 25th. Already giving you a heads up. Christmas Day. Did you hear what I just said? Christmas Day. Holiday Holocaust. The Yule Matrix. And I guarantee you, shocking niggas up out of their Christmas spirit. Niggas gonna throw the goddamn Christmas tree right out in the front yard. You set that motherfucker on fire. You understand what I'm saying? And then for some of y'all, if you get this video, you might be banned from the family. So, I intend to be there in your living room for Christmas supper, but I doubt very seriously if you invite me back next year. I get, motherfuckers say, don't invite that nigga back. You understand what I'm saying? And so, family, we got 2 heavy lectures December 8th, this Sunday. Link right down in the video description. Hit it. Guaranteed. Hit it. Then you got the Yule Matrix Christmas Day. They say this nigga Seti, he's a cold motherfucker to show up on the nigga's Christmas Day. Bringing the noise. KingSeti.com, online marketplace, got everything you need. Been loading up all type of new products for the kings and the queens. Got all type of earrings, all type of jewelry, fly shit, guaranteed. If it don't get past the, Seti looking at everything that go on the site. And I guarantee if it ain't fly to me, it ain't fly. So I got some fly things up there for the kings, queens. Got the DVD lectures, got the old school, got the new school. You understand? I got that classic Seti, I got that advanced Seti. You see what I'm saying? T-shirts, hoodie, jewelry, and much, much more. KingSeti.com. Patreon, the General's Patreon, General Sarah Suten Seti. Nigga, I got that flame over there. Guaranteed. If I ain't doing the lecture, the live stream lecture, if you want that everyday smoke, you got to go on over there to Patreon. I got some heavy topics on the Patreon. Not going to put it on YouTube. Because I already know they're going to flag the shit. And I need to be able to say it just like I want to say it. Okay, so if you want that fire and what I put on Patreon, you get them visuals. I'm not giving y'all, but today I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you something today. Because, it's the holidays. So I got to give you niggas a present. You know what I'm saying? So I got some hot visuals for you today. So, just sit back and buckle your seat. Because motherfuckers think, see, you know how them niggas in basketball where they come down and they throw that motherfucker off the backboard to they self? That's what I'm doing today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, damn, this nigga said he's saying the Roman god Saturn is the real father of Jesus Christ. Why would this nigga say something like that? And when I put this shit up here, you're going to be like, God damn, this nigga is the coldest. You understand? Mind go where no minds will ever go. You understand? Most niggas wouldn't even go down this lane because they don't even know this lane exists. Okay? So when you talking about taking that, you shooting through them wormholes, you know what I'm saying? Them portals that's out there in the cosmos, the general gonna get you through. Now, I'm gonna tell you this, and before I move on, to this today's topic. See, a lot of motherfuckers that take you out there. Is getting you back. That's the challenge. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers will shoot your ass. Your ass will be gone. But the motherfucking challenge is to get you back, baby. You know, some of you motherfuckers up, and away. You motherfuckers ain't never coming back, just like a little balloon. Motherfucker fly out the child hand, and all you see is that motherfucker floating through the sky. You understand? The challenge is to take you out there and bring you back. So today, we're in for a treat, family. We're in for a serious treat. Let me go ahead and get this, this lecture up here. Now, for all my family, listen here. Let me tell y'all something. When you talking about a priest, and I am a priest, I was raised in the Egyptian mystery system, and I was trained by priests, okay, that were raised in the mystery system. So I am a symbologist. You know what I'm saying? I study symbols from all over the world and have been doing it for the last 25 years. Okay? I don't want nobody to, stop it. Okay? Stop it. Been doing this shit for a very long time. So when I put some shit up there, I know exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I could tell the ritualism and the origin of where it comes from. And so when you studying, the majority of the major cultures in the world, studying them for so long, you begin to see shit everywhere. I'm like, if you ever seen that motherfucking movie, Percy Jackson, and that motherfucker would be going in the room, and you look up on the wall, it'll say one thing, and then the motherfucking letters start moving, and it say something totally different to him. See, that's how it is for me. I see shit, in combinations and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, in looking at this so-called Christmas holiday, you know what I'm saying? We don't understand that there's underlying holidays that preceded Christmas. Christmas is fairly new for most motherfuckers. They don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Christmas, in the way that people see it today, is fairly new. You see what I'm saying? You talking about Christmas as you see it on the economic platform that it is today is primarily an American holiday. Even though you got preceding characters such as Saint Nicholas and I'm talking about the one over there. I'm not talking about that one they talking, some saint or some nigga. That shit is fabricated. Okay, all that shit is fabricated. Just like the Santa Claus, all that shit is fabricated. You see what I'm saying? But when you get off into it, you start to get back to the true origins of the story, where you start getting Krampus and the goat and shit. You understand what I'm saying? That when they got to America, they started to kind of weed it out, because they know that's that rudimentary pagan, Luciferian type of ritualism that most people gonna run from. So they kind of tried to weed that out. You know what I'm saying? And the holiday wasn't, primarily for children. That's what's key. You see what I'm saying? When you go back, prior to America and even in early America, that shit was like New Year's Eve. They was partying. It was more for the adults. It wasn't for the children. It was for the adults. And then many, they would dress up damn near like Halloween. Motherfuckers just don't understand that. For New Year, for Christmas, for things, they would be putting on masks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like Halloween. So a lot of that shit done been weeded out of the modern presentation of Christmas. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's deal with some things. We understand that, Rome before, was the dominant empire of Europe. Okay? That was the dominant empire of all Europe, controlled all of Europe into the fall, which was like 400 and some odd AD. You see, and then it failed. But prior to that, the major holiday of that period, which you're talking about December 17th to about December 23rd, it expanded and grew with Saturnalia. Okay? Ain't no doubt about that. We understand that. And they add on to it over the years when it went. You got the northern expression with Yule. We'll deal with that later. We're going to deal with Saturn tonight. You know what I'm saying? You got the Yule expression. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the more Roman expression, which is Saturnalia. And then you start getting the mixtures. You start getting the mixtures because after the fall of Rome, you start getting the Vikings coming in. You understand what I'm saying? And they start to seize a lot of the territories that were once Roman, such as Britannia, what you call Britain. You see what I'm saying? The Romans was there first, and then the Vikings came in and they took over. So you got a mixture of expressions there. So you got the Saturnalia was there first. Okay, there wasn't no Yule there yet. You understand what I'm saying? It was the Saturnalia. And then when the Vikings seized control, then they brought elements of their culture with them. You understand this is why you get the days of the week. Thor and Woden and Frigra and Tiwa. You understand, which is Tuesday, which is another Viking deity. And so this is when they Germanized it. You know what I'm saying? And so prior to that, you had the Roman calendar. And it started with Saturday, which was one of their greatest gods, was Saturn. Okay? Very sick motherfucker. And when we think about it. And so, that's the Roman expression. When you get to Greece, it's Cronus. And we understand Cronus was the father of Zeus and his siblings. And that this crazed god, Titan, ate his children. You know what I'm saying? Because of the lust for power. He said, God damn it, ain't none of y'all gonna take my throne. So he ate them, except Zeus. And so we don't see in this Greek mythology many of the elements that's in Christianity. You see what I'm saying? It's just too obvious. And because these niggas is in so deep, it hurt them. They are denied, even though it's right up there in their face. Because the Greek mythology existed before Christianity. That's obvious. The facts speak that. You can go right there and see all the deities, all their temples, or the other gods before Christianity. That's just facts. So we're not going to argue these facts. You see what I'm saying? We're not going to argue these facts. So as Dr. Ben taught me, religion comes out of religion, comes out of religion, comes out of religion. Nobody just up and start with a clean slate. Motherfucker take something from the old and they add something new to it. You understand? That's all that they do. And so let's deal with some of this, the facts, the visual facts that's going to back up. Is Jesus Christ the son of the Roman god Saturn? Okay? Now, when you look at any of the deities, I don't give a fuck which one it is. They keep it standard. How they, it got an older white man, beard. You understand what I'm saying? That's Saturn. I don't give a fuck if you go to the Sistine Chapel. I don't give a fuck what, and even when you look at Jesus, he's just a younger version of the older version. You see what I'm saying? Let's deal with this. Let me get in here. I don't even know. Damn, I'm gonna have to add it. Hold just a second, family. I don't see how I got up out of here. They trip. Hold up, family. You know how we do. I gotta go to the chalkboard. Here we go. Not a problem. Not a problem. Let me get it in here good. So it ain't, let me get it in here good. All right, I got my monitor up there. How we looking at out there? Hold on, let me get my monitor up, family. All right. Now, I got here is the Roman god Saturn, the true god of Christmas. Now, what you looking at right here, let me make sure it pop up. What you looking at here, right here, is what they call Father Christmas. Okay? Now, if you look at, now you got to understand that this is the Germanic expression. And I'm going to deal with that after this. You see what I'm saying? This is the Germanic expression of the Roman expression. So when you look at Odin, whether you can look at Odin, you can look at Yahweh in the Sistine or Jehovah in the Sistine Chapel. I don't give a fuck if you look at Serapis. I don't give a fuck if you look at Santa. I don't give a goddamn which one of these crackers you look at. They all originate from the same concept. Okay? And the Greek and Roman expressions were the first expressions. When you're talking about in statues and so on and so forth. The Vikings were more rudimentary, where they didn't have the statues. They might have had carvings and so on and this, but they didn't have all of the expression, the architectural expression, such as the Greeks and the Romans. So when you're looking at first, even before Santa, this is Father Christmas. And so Odin is right there in the middle, in the larger image, in the black and white. That's Odin, which I'm going to deal with later. Now, Odin is called what? The All-Father. And so you got Father Christmas. So when you hear the term Father, you got to understand that means God. That means Lord. Okay? Lord Christmas. God of Christmas. Okay? And he was always, and Father Christmas, unlike Santa, was always shown as a wanderer. Okay, he wasn't on no sled. You understand? He wandered, just like Jesus wandered from city to city, just like Odin was also, he had a name which they gave him of many names. And that's crazy. Just like Allah, they say got 99 names. Odin was one of them guys that had just as many names, got a name for everything. And one of his names was the Wanderer. So when we talking about this Christmas shit, we got to understand that these are older European deities. Okay, this ain't just some concept somebody just created in their bedroom and just created out of thin air. These are spiritual, cultural connections for the European, and this is why they so popular. Shit, Santa Claus is more popular than Jesus when you really want to deal with it. When you really and sit back and you ask the kids who they want to see. When it comes December 25th, they don't give a goddamn about no Jesus. They don't give a goddamn about going to no church. They don't give a fuck about saying no prayers. The only thing they want to know is Santa gonna show up with them goddamn presents. So we asking ourselves, who is really the God of Christmas? You see what I'm saying? And when you peel back the layers, which we going to get into, you going to see that the God that they were worshiping from the beginning, they didn't put a veil. And I'm going to show you what the veil, what it means. You understand? When you see the hooded gods with staffs, you see what I'm saying? A commonality that you see amongst Jesus. You see Saturn. You see Odin. You see Father Christmas. Okay, I put all four of them in there for you. And so when you start talking about the hood and even the staff, which is magical, you understand what I'm saying? And I got, if you go to my Patreon, I'm dealing with one of my titles did Jesus use a magic wand when performing miracles? Why would I bring that up? Because they have not shown that many of the early representations of this so-called Jesus Christ showing with a magic wand in his damn hand and showing him raising Lazarus from the grave with a magic wand. I'm gonna deal with that on Patreon. You want that smoke? You go over there and get it. But the staff, just like when you think of Lord of the Rings, you see what I'm saying, and you think of the magicians Gandalf. See, you got to understand the staff is magical. Not only does it denote power and dominion and sovereignty, it also denotes magic. Okay? It denotes magic. And when you see the hood, as you can see Odin, who got the blue hood on, you see one eye is covered. You understand? That shows you that there's a mystery. There's a veil there. There's some occultism that's there. You understand what I'm saying? There's something behind what you see. You understand? Now, who has the knowledge to pull back the veil and show you exactly what it is? Again, so you see Saturn right here with the veil. You see Saturn Cronin seen hooded, cloaked, like Odin and Father Time. Okay? And you see him here also, and you see he got a book, but I don't know where he got no book from. You going too goddamn far with that because the Greeks didn't have no damn books, and they ain't got none now. You understand what I'm saying? So you can see right there they taking from the Egyptian mystery system. That's all they doing is taking from the Egyptian mystery system. Where you see Imhotep and many of the great scribes of ancient Egypt sitting with the scroll in their lap. Now look, the image of God the Father is the image of Saturn. Look at it. So when you look at Saturn, you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying. So when they give you a physical image of God the Father, it is always in the image of the original deity that their ancestors was worshiping from the very beginning, which is Saturn. And so you see here, Santa hasn't always been kind to children. The Saturnalian origins of Santa. Now, even when you look at Santa, see, they say the devil and, this, that, and the third, but the reality is Santa is an antigram or a revision of Saturn. Satan is a revision of Saturn. You understand what I'm saying? We got to go to the deeper. See, it's like I said with orientation. Wherever you start and you circumscribe your circumference of reality, you can't put the point of origin on Satan, because Satan is a more modern terminology. Saturn is the true father of all European deities. Okay, Saturn and Kronos. Okay, which is chronology, and I'm gonna get to that. And so you see here, Father, and he say Happy Christmas, and he on the right, and he throwing the boy into the sack, throwing his ass. And so a lot you see today, you see Krampus. If you look up Krampus, you see Krampus throwing the children in the what they call the knapsack. So when you say kidnap, See what you talking about? You talking about a knapsack. You throwing the motherfucker in the nap, so you see kid, K-I-D, which is a what? A young goat. Okay? And so when you see that kid is the young goat, and you understand that the goat is Pan, okay, which later became Krampus, which later became Satan. Okay? Let's get this shit in chronological order. You understand what I'm saying? Satan is much later. You see, Satan is on, and that's why when they use the physical image to define Satan, they already had the preliminary deities that came before him, like Pan, like Krampus, and all the other goat deities. Satan was one of the last of the images of the goat, the evil goat deity. He was one of the last, and it wasn't always evil. You understand what I'm saying? They pray to Krampus. They pray to Pan. You understand what I'm saying? So these wasn't, looked at as quote unquote the devil. That yes, they had evil energy, but shit, the people that created the damn devil, the gods was evil. So shit, they honored that because a part of their own consciousness, a part of their own traditions was in the God. So when you look at Father Christmas and you look at Cronus, which is Saturn, and you see him taking the children, he gonna eat them children. You understand what I'm saying? He's the destroyer of his own children. You understand? That's the lust of power, and what power, in the European mind, for him he ain't giving up no power, even to his own children. You see? And so you see here, again, listen, loving Christmas wishes. Loving Christmas wishes, and he throwing the damn boy into the knapsack. And so many times they showed the cards, they had the cards up there, and their mamas and daddies is in the room while they snatching the goddamn children up. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, God damn. What kind of message does this send? And you gonna snatch the damn children up with their mamas and daddies in the room. And you know what I'm saying? What does that say? So he's a God. This is Father Christmas. He's the Lord of Christmas. He's the God of Christmas. And he's nothing but a modern representation of Saturn. So when I say who is the true God of Christmas, I'm just breaking it down like it need to be broke down. The preliminary God that was worshipped in that season before any other God. You got to go in chronological order. Okay, so you cannot start with no Jesus. They just got that shit. Okay, they just got that. And then when you're talking about December 25th, and then trying to get to the whole world to chronologically sync to December 25th in honor of Jesus Christ when they done been worshiping other deities for far longer. You can't just up and change the minds and spirits of the world in a day. You understand what I'm saying? So when you get even in the 1800s, you see a lot of the more rudimentary practices was in effect. Wasn't no damn Santa, bringing no, coming down no chimneys. Wasn't no reindeer, even the reindeer. That's some goddamn fucking American traditions. If you go back into the to what you call the Germanic countries and the Viking countries, they had an elf. It wasn't even they had an elf that was riding around on the sleigh being pulled by goat. What no, so the reindeer, the 12 or however many reindeer that Santa got, I don't know if it's 9, 8, or whatever. 9, I think it was 8, and then it was 9, something like that when they added Rudolph. Rudolph, another American tradition. You see what I'm saying? And so you see most of what you see today is very modern. I'm talking about 1900s. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't even a good 100 years old. And so again, you looking at Odin himself was a wanderer, and it showed him. And then right there you see Saint Nicholas, and he wandered. He didn't ride on the sleigh like Santa, and he preceded Santa Claus. I just want y'all to know that. And so they practice their holiday around the 12th of December, if I'm not mistaken, when you're dealing with Santa Claus and and the celebration of Saint Nicholas, okay, which is in most of the countries of the Scandinavia, just like Finland, if I'm not mistaken, Denmark, Sweden, and so they disguise, themselves as black people because Krampus today is recognized as Black Pete, and so they put all type of black makeup on their face and paint their lips red and put on woolly afros and shit in disrespect of African people. And I say, and that's the earlier one. St. Nicholas is one of the preceding representations of this Saturn, this olden character that much of Santa Claus was borrowed from. St. Nicholas. Okay, the one you see on the very right. You know what I'm saying? And so this is one of the main characters that Santa Claus, and so he got a little more as his slave. You understand what I'm saying? Got a little more as his slave. So that right there show you the origin of this so-called holiday and our place in it. Okay? Now, why do I put this up here? Because that hood, as I done showed you, that hood is a veil. You understand what I'm saying? And when I say a veil, that's just like you see the veil, you see the hood, and on the right you see the hood. That means there's an underlining message that's not being told to the common man. You understand what I'm saying? Those who can hear will hear. If you a brother or you a sister of the house and you understand the message that is given, you are it's because you've been taught. But those that have not been taught the mysteries, they wouldn't understand that. So what am I saying? Let's deal with Matthew 13, 9 through 13. Verse 9 through 13. Now, it speaks. Who have ears to hear, let him hear. This is Jesus talking now. He said, who have ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him. They talking to Jesus. Why speakest thou unto them in parables? Now, the key is that as Jesus is teaching all throughout the Bible, he speaks in parables. You see what I'm saying? And 99.9% of the people don't even know what the fuck he talking about. Even his disciples are confused. And so they ask him, they say, why do you speak to the people in parables? And he answered them and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Now, my question right there is this. If the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven is not given to the common man, why do you waste your motherfucking time walking all through Israel and all teaching the people? What the fuck is you teaching them? You understand what I'm saying? So we, right here, you hearing from Jesus. We understand that this is a mythological character, but it still pulls the veil off of the book and show you that what you reading is for faith. That shit, you can't read that shit for face value. You cannot, it's messages up under the messages, and only the greatest of the teachers who have been trained, you understand what I'm saying, in the mysteries can reveal this to you. And if you have not, when we talk about orientation, if you have not studied from the Egyptian mystery system, the Nile Valley mystery system, as your point of foundation, you don't know what the fuck you talking about, no way. Because that will reveal all the lesser mysteries. Anything everybody else that shit appeal, it appeal right before your eyes and become visible to you. You understand? If you studying from the Egyptian mystery system as your source of foundation. Now, he also said, for whoever have to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, for him shall be taken away even that he have. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and they hearing, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And so I say to myself, I say, well, goddamn, even the disciples had to ask him, what do this shit mean? And he gave them. So you think that, you reading this book and these peoples is telling you. They writing in codes and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the hood. When you start seeing the hoods and the veils and shit, that's what you getting. You not getting no up. And so most of these niggas reading this shit for face value, they don't even know what the fuck they talking about. So this is what I talk about being a symbologist. You see him down there with his finger on his lip too. If you look down at the statue, you got that's Masonic. Silence. Shut your motherfucking mouth, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Shut your mouth. You know, this is not for everybody. So when you see that, you already know what it is. The hood is also the veil. Now, you see Saturn and you see Jesus. This is one of the this let you know this is a mystery. This letting you know that this is a cult. This letting you know that there is hidden messages that, only for the initiates of these systems. Okay? Now, this is another commonality between not just Jesus and Saturn, but Jesus and Zeus. You understand what I'm saying? Because we got to understand in the mythology, the Greek mythology, I'm gonna go forward to come backwards. I'm gonna come forward just to go backwards. That in the story of Saturn and Cronus, that Zeus was the son of Cronus. And so Zeus, Roman representation would have been Jupiter. Okay? Now, I don't know if the story is the same as far as Jupiter having to flee his father. I don't know if that's primarily the Greek story. You understand what I'm saying? But I do know that in the Roman pantheon, Jupiter is Zeus and Cronus is Saturn. But in the Greek version, Zeus, as his father was eating all the children, his mother Hera hid him. Okay? Hid him. And, she had him taken to Crete, the island of Crete. And on the island of Crete, he was raised in a cave. Now, we got to look at the clear similarity. Now, we showing you the representations, and we just showing you one at this time. We letting you know that he's speaking in parables. We letting you know he's the hooded one, just like Odin, just like Father Time, just like Saturn. You understand? They show him with the staff to let you know that there's some occult. There's some magic. It ain't just what you read and for face value. It's some magic behind there. And so just like Zeus had to flee and go to Crete, Jesus had to flee from Herod. He had to flee from Herod. And he fled Israel and went where? He went to Egypt. Okay? And so you hear the passages where, he say, tell Joseph to take Jesus into Egypt and stay there till I give you, the permission to bring him back. And so that's where he was until he was about, if I'm not mistaken, 12 years old, something like that. Okay? Now, when you go to Israel, the church that holds the importance as far as the birth of Jesus is what they call the Church of Nativity. The Church of the Nativity. Now, when you get to that church, this is the doorway that leads down here. Okay, this is the door at the left. You go down them steps, and what you find down there is a cave. Okay? Not no, as they talk that Jesus was in a manger, that, he was in there in the barn with some goddamn animals and shit. Do it look like you can have some guy? So you don't read the Apocrypha. There's many stories within the Apocrypha. If I think one of them is the, what the fuck is that book called? I read it so many times. I don't know if one of them is, I get it. But it's in the Apocrypha and I get it. Where it speaks that Jesus was born in a cave. I don't know if it's the Book of Mary or whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? But it speaks about her giving birth to Jesus in a cave. See, we didn't let them clean this shit up. And we don't go behind the remixes of the day, the most modern, where they done cleaned a lot of the facts out of there. Okay, so if you go to let me go back forward. If you go to Crete, in Crete, this is the cave that is honored as the cave where Zeus hid when his mother, hid him from his father Kronos. And you read, let me show you. Let me get to the pictures. Cause I got a lot of this, here it is. Here it is right here. And let me go on and move it on up. Let me go on and move it on up. So we can see. So we can see. So even when they show you Hera had not, that's a stone wrapped in there. But even the swaddling, with the wrap around the stone. You understand what I'm saying? Given the image of Jesus in his swaddling, as a mummy. That's all that it is. Showing resurrection, showing rebirth, even the X that you see that'll be over the chest of Ptah and Osiris. You see the X there, and I'll get into that, even when we pass on and many of the corpses will be in the X. You understand, to represent resurrection. You see what I'm saying? So even when you look to the right and you see the sculpture of Hera with the stone wrapped in swaddling and she handing it to Cronus, and you see he's in the veil. You see he got the hood on, even there. You understand what I'm saying? And so as she did that, Zeus was already being taken to Crete. He was already out of there. She fooled him. You see what I'm saying? And so, let me go back. Again, this is the cave. This is a bigger image of the cave. Zeus grows up hidden in the mountains of Crete in the meantime. Little Zeus was growing up in the cave where he remained hidden in the mountains of Crete. Listen, the goat, Almathea, and the nymph Melissa played an important part in his upbringing. So if you go back to my Thanksgiving, you understand that was the horn of plenty, the goat horn. And Zeus was growing, he was so strong while he was playing with Almathea, which is his goat, which is a sacred goat, because the milk that and food and shit that come from her is eternal. And she continues to produce it, time and time immemorial. And so when he was playing with her, he was so strong, he pulled one of her horns off. And so that became the horn of plenty. You understand? That will feed, whoever is in possession of that horn, it'll feed them eternally. Okay, let me back out of this so I can be on point with whatever I'm doing. Now, I can even bring you here with the cave. Now, I got this, and, I got this right out, off the internet, which I could back it up anyway. I wouldn't take nothing I couldn't back up, because I gave y'all the books of the Apocrypha. And if you go and do the research, it's not hard to find the stories of Jesus being born in a cave. So if you read here, the tradition that connects a cave with Christ's birth is very ancient. You got Justin Martyr, 150 AD, very questionable, but very early, mentions it, as does Origen about 100 years later. Queen Helena erected a church over it in 325 AD. Now, if you don't know who Queen Helena is, or Helena, that's Constantine's mother, okay? Erected a church over this cave in 325, and this is what you call today the Church of Nativity. So we got clear that when we talk about Zeus being the son of Cronus, Saturn, and you look at the story of Jesus, you understand, fleeing, no different than Zeus, hiding out as a child is identical. Okay? It's identical. And so you got to understand that many of the Greek mythological stories, such as even Samson, I went over that, Samson and Hercules. You understand? You looking at Pandora and Eve. I could go on and fucking on and fucking on. Okay? And so it hurts that family, they waking up, because you can see that many of these stories have been taken all over the world, and people have, through their own culture, added an icing, their own personal cultural icing over the African traditions. But once you see, you could go from story to story to story to story, and there's no doubt this is the same story that has been taken to all, like I said, to many different lands, and the people living there have added their own cultural icing over it, and added their own personal heroes and their own personal deities, but the stories somehow remain the same. Now let's deal with the fact that Saturn was the Lord of harvest. Lord have mercy. You see him there? Come on, man. Wait, I want y'all to wake up today. You know what I'm saying? I don't come with no one fact. Nigga, I'll line your ass up. And you can go wherever the fuck you want to go. But all I'm going to tell you is it don't look good. I can tell you that. Because the one thing, if you think about Almighty God, goddamn, be original. When you put your shit down, God, make sure that it's so original that it has no similarities with no other stories, especially stories of other deities. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. God can't be no more authentic than that. To come behind other stories of other deities and copy, large portions of the same story over and over and over. So we see that Saturn is the god of harvest. Now, let me come back here. Now, we're talking about the harvest of the earth, Revelation 14, 15 through 16. Okay, verse 15 through 16, it says, "And another angel came out of the temple, crying out with a loud voice to him who sat on the cloud, put in your sickle and reap, for the hour to reap has come, because the harvest of the earth is ripe. Then he, Jesus Christ, who sat on the cloud, swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was reaped." Now, when you hear that term reaped, you understand that Saturn is also the Grim Reaper. Now that's very interesting, that he's also the Grim Reaper. Okay? And so when you come over here, you see, you could take this, you could have said, then he, Saturn, who sat on the cloud, swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was reaped. Okay? Now, This is the now you know this is the same terminology, but you see here so-called Jesus Christ with the sickle. So we got the hood, we got the staff. You understand what I'm saying? We got the fleeing of an evil entity seeking the life of Jesus and Zeus. You understand what I'm saying? Now he's also the harvester. You see what I'm saying? He's also, and one of his symbols is the sickle. Now, I'm quite sure people understand that this is from Rome. Now, Rome is not ancient to Africa. Okay, it's not. But it's one of the more ancient of any European civilization other than Greece. Okay? Other than Greece. So it don't get no more ancient than this with the Caucasian. Okay? So when you look at this and you can see that there's a obvious extension of earlier traditions. That's just all it is to it. And so, we're dealing with the fact that not only is Jesus taking, attributes from Saturn, he's taking attributes from Zeus and many other. They making a composite deity in Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? And so there's no doubt that a lot of what Jesus is Saturnistic. Okay, again, this is an older tradition. This is in, matter of fact, I think this is up under the damn Vatican. You understand what I'm saying? The one to the right. You understand? You see it with the sickle. And so you see, supposedly Jesus, we understand he's fictional. And we ain't gonna paint him black either. And then you see the Grim Reaper. Now, they done took his hood off. You put his hood on, you'll see that he's nothing but the Grim Reaper. Okay? He has no mercy. When you talk about Revelation, this ain't no book for the kind-hearted. This is a very bloody book that we dealing with. When you talking about blood coming from the moon. You talking about on the earth, blood gonna be up to the horse's brow. This is the Grim Reaper on his way. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to clean up what our representations of these deities. Now look at this. Now, watch him pay homage. Watch him pay homage now, because we talking about Saturn in the Greek terminology is Kronos, which is chronology. See, I'm rocking y'all motherfucking world tonight. You understand? I'm giving y'all the type of shit you gonna get on my Patreon. See, this is a preview. I wouldn't even stop to give y'all niggas this shit, you understand, for no little or nothing. Cause it take too much time, and plus I'm taking you, places no motherfucker can take you. You understand? So I'll give you a little bit to let you see, and if you really, wanna really know the extent of my knowledge, then you'll come and fuck with me on another level, because these Caucasoids see what I'm doing and they always, trying to take my shit down. And plus, I don't want to be putting all my motherfucking information up here no goddamn way. You understand what I'm saying? But I'll give you this because my peoples is so sleep with this Christianity shit that if I don't give you something, you know what I'm saying, to wake you up, you niggas is gonna be doomed. You're going to be doomed. And so we look at Matthew 24:36, and when they asked him, they say, well, Jesus, if you coming back in the second coming, could you let us know when that day going to be? You know what he said? But about that day or hour, no one knows. Listen to me. No one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Now, who is the Father? Kronos. See, this is what I'm talking about. Is it ironic when you see Kronos? And we got to understand that December 25th, you talking about you in the house of Saturn. When you talk about from December, I don't know if it's 22nd to January 22nd, you in the house of Saturn. You understand what I'm saying? You in the house of Saturn. You in the house of the goat. Okay? The symbol of that house is the goat, which is Pan. You see what I'm saying? So when you deal with so when you look at that, what they call baby New Year, is it ironic that you got baby Jesus and you got the baby New Year? You understand? At that same time? Is it ironic? And so when it came time and they asked him, they say, when is this hour you coming back? He yielded. He says, but, and you can see he's dealing with time, but about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Who is the Father? Cronus, Saturn. We got to deal with it today. You can take it or leave it. I'm piling up, fact after fact. You can deal with it. You can say I'm not stretching nothing. I know exactly what it is. See, you've been taught in parables, so you're thinking like a common man or a common woman who read just for face value. Is it ironic? Hear me out. That when you speak this man's name in Spanish or Portuguese, it's pronounced Jesus. Come on, how ironic that two major deities. It ain't like he a little deity, some obscure deity. You're talking about literally two heads of two of the most major European religions of all times. Okay? Now, how ironic is that? You see what I'm saying? That this man, Jesus' name is pronounced Jesus. And we got to understand that Spanish and Portuguese are romantic languages. So they descend from Rome. Okay? So it ain't like this is some obscure. This is a romantic language, meaning it originated from the Latin script. You know what I'm saying? It originates from the Latin script. Okay? Now, how ironic is that? How ironic can that be? You understand what I'm saying? And so we lining this up so our family can, again, and I'm showing this is a better picture. You see the sickle, you see Cronus, and you see Hera, who is the father of Zeus, hand him the stone that's wrapped in the swaddling, which gives it the appearance of Jesus born, and as he was born, he was wrapped in swaddling, which gives the image of a mummy. Okay, meaning that we pulling the veil back. We looking beyond the parable. We see that this is a symbol of resurrection. But what the Caucasoid couldn't understand, and you even see the cross behind his head, which is the solar cross with the solstices and equinoxes. You see what I'm saying? You got the solstice and the equinox. And so they didn't put this pale baby up there in place of the sun, which was the resurrection of the sun. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is still a European mythology because, again, I told family that, we as African people, we orientated ourselves to the southern hemisphere. So when you go to the southern hemisphere, the shortest day of the year is in June, not December. So if we was dealing with that theory that the shortest day was the birth of the sun, then our holy day would have been in June. It would not have been in no damn December because we are not oriented to the northern hemisphere. So all that lies talking about Horus was born on December 25th, y'all can give up on that lie. General Seti didn't advance the knowledge, and so we got to throw that garbage right on into the trash can where it belongs. When you look at Sirius and you look at the Milky Way, when you look at even Orion's constellation, when you look at orientation and you in Egypt, you look to the south for the Milky Way, for Orion, for the dog star, for Sirius, for Orion. You look to the south. You look to the southern hemisphere. And so when you look at the pyramids aligned, even the Nile, in the spiritual mythology, the Milky Way was an extension of the earthly Nile. And so the Pharaoh would sail up the Nile into the Milky Way. You understand? To be with the great gods Osiris and Isis in the southern hemisphere. Nigga, wake up. That shit over with. You niggas, you didn't let the generals, advance the knowledge to the point where I'm shooting shit down. I'm shooting holes in this shit now. Okay? Now, let's deal with it. Let's deal with it because we know that again, that December and January, cause I think if I'm not mistaken, the 22nd is when if I'm not mistaken, we move into the Tropic of Capricorn. One of them stars moves into the Tropic of Capricorn, which is the goat. You understand? And that starts, supposedly, what is that term? The winter solstice. Okay? And that's when officially the winter solstice starts. Okay? When we move in, and it's astrologically is I'll get it, but it has to do with the goat. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about astronomy, and I'm mastering this little by little. But the winter solstice start when a particular, or we move into what they call the Tropic of Cancer, whatever, Capricorn, the Tropic of Capricorn, and this is why from December 22nd to January 22nd is Capricorn. Because we astrologically have moved into the house of Capricorn. The planet of that house is Saturn, and the totem of that is the goat. And so you see right here to the right, you see Saturn right there. You see the sickle and you see the goat. So when you look to the left, you see who? You see Saint Nicholas. You see Saint Nicholas and you see Pan. Okay? So you see that. And so Saint Nicholas became Santa. Okay? He became Santa. So when you go back in chronological order, you see that Saint Nicholas and Krampus is nothing but Saturn, Cronus, and Pan. That's all that is. Now, matter of fact, let me come up some so I can break this down even better. Here we go. Here we go. Now, we're dealing with December 22nd to January 19th. Capricorn dates. So, when you deal with Christmas falling on the 25th, it's in the house of Saturn. You look at planet, it's Saturn. And the symbol is the goat. The symbol is the goat. Okay, so when you look and deal with the fact that he's born in the house of Saturn, under the goat, you see what I'm saying? And go to the earlier traditions, you will see that what they call baby New Year and so on, that's nothing but the earlier symbolic representation of Jesus. That's all that is. That was the honoring the child and it was a sacrifice. And they was going to sacrifice his ass if he didn't get the hell up out of Israel. They was going to sacrifice his ass. So you got to understand that it was a sacrifice. Now, let me get up here. I want to find that point that I wanted to make. I wanted to find that point because I don't like. Wait a minute. I want to make that point. If I don't find it today, I'm going to most definitely come back on it. What officially starts the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. I had it might be a little further up. Wait a minute, this might be it right here. Here you go. Death of the sun, the rise of Pan, go. Here we go. See, I always back my shit up. See how I come right in there and get that shit? Booyah. Got your ass. The winter solstice marks the shortest day and longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. It occurs, listen to me, when the sun is directly over the Tropic of Capricorn, which located at 23.5 degrees south of the equator and runs through Australia, Chile, southern Brazil, and northern South Africa. Okay? And so that's when we talking about when the winter solstice starts. It starts when the sun is directly over the Tropic of Capricorn, which is located at 23.5 south of the equator. And so I think that's around December 25th, if I'm not mistaken. And so just to back this up, and I'm going to come on up out of here, you see, if you look east, you look north, and you look south, you see south is going to the right upper corner. You look, you see blue, you see the Milky Way, you see Orion, you see Canis Major, which is the dog star, you see Leo, which is Hormacid, the Sphinx. You see what I'm saying? The Cancer would have been Capricorn. Okay, so you see majority of the most sacred stars of ancient Egypt is in the south. They was oriented to the south. So I'm tired of people talking about, let me come on up out of here. Dropping too much heavy mental on you niggas tonight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better get on over there to my goddamn Patreon. You understand what I'm saying? And get this work, because you won't be getting it like this on no goddamn YouTube. Okay, let me come on up out of here. Because I done made my point where he yield to Cronus. No man know the time. His name is Jesus. He's even the swaddling of Jesus and Zeus is the same. We see that Santa Claus and Krampus is nothing. We done went over this. I don't want to keep going back through this shit. You understand what I'm saying? I lined up about 10 damn points. You understand? He's the god of harvest. Zeus and Jesus was born in a cave. They wear the cloak. They wear the hood, which is nothing but the veil. Okay, they are wanderers. Huh? They're wanderers. There's no more that I need to say. It's obvious that the Greco-Roman traditions are the foundation of Christianity and your so-called Christmas. But we got to ask the question, who is the Christ? Who is the real Christ? And you're going to find out that is Saturn. It's not Jesus. It's Saturn. He's the real Christ. He's the real God of harvest. Family, I'm out of here. I wanted to come in and drop that very important video today. I most definitely, I wanted to do two, but I'm not. You understand? Family need some room to do some things, and so I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll just come back tomorrow and rock y'all house. I got a very important video I want to discuss about this war that's brewing between Egypt and Ethiopia over the Nile River, coming with that smoke. Told y'all. Taught y'all about that long time ago. Told you. You know, Egypt was rumbling its gums long time ago about Ethiopia because they the masters of the river. And they about to shut their shit down. You understand what I'm saying? So tomorrow we'll be on the Ethiopia Egyptian brewing war. I want y'all to get on over there. Links is in the description. This Sunday, December 8th, goddammit, the Egyptian origins of ancient India. The December 25th, the holiday Holocaust, the Yule Matrix, KingSeti.com. Get your ass on over there. And General Suten Seti Patreon. And then, quiet as kept, I ain't gonna say too much. But Seti University is on the way. I don't even know if I got enough fucking room to put all these platforms that I'm rocking right now. You understand what I'm saying? So family, stay with the general. Stay, developing your mind, your spirit, and your body. Get free, nigga. In all thy getting, hear me out. In all thy getting, get free. You see? Get free. Get liberated. Okay? In all thy getting. This is the General Suten Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Bam! Black power.